My guy's King Jones. You already know that. Like, I'm gonna try something new. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna screenshot this, probably upload this to YouTube. It's a quick thing on the football pull up. It's gonna run through like the blogs, see what they're saying about football today, transfers, all of that. So let's start on this. Like, make sure you follow us on Insta, nonstop content, and like, share, and subscribe, all of that. So I'm seeing the first thing. I'd love to see Griezmann at Chelsea. So Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank come out and said he wants Griezmann at Stamford Bridge. You know what I'm saying? He thinks that he can pick wherever he wants. Or end up at Chelsea. I don't see this happening. I don't see this happening for a couple of reasons. Right now, Chelsea obviously got the transfer thing going on, like the transfer ban. Not just that as well. I think he's quite expensive. I think he's a great player. I think he's a great sign for Chelsea. But I just think if you're Griezmann, you go to Barcelona because you see there's an opening by Suarez, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, maybe this is another thing. You go to Man United just based on the contract, the wages that you can get, or something like that. I think Chelsea, yeah, you know what, they definitely need a striker, but with the transfer ban so far, I see this as like just blog news. I don't think this is actually real. I give this like a 1 out of 10, a 2. But I can see why he'd be good at Chelsea. He's good at moving. He's got, you know what I mean, he's got good movement. He'd link up well with their wingers, the way that Sarri wants to play. If Sarri stays at Chelsea, I think he's an excellent player. He's got a great first touch. He works hard. He's better than what they currently got. He's still in his prime. You know, he's 27, 28. So he's got a good 4 years, you know, because most football players, they peak from about, I'd say about 27 till 31. So he's got, yeah, he's got some good time. And I think at Atletico Madrid, the numbers that he gets for his a player of his standard, you know, is very good. Like, you know, because if you look at his statistics, you know, at Atletico Madrid, a very defensive team, he tends to get a lot of goals, a lot of assists. I think he has like 100 and something goals and like 200 and something games. He's very good for a defensive team like Atletico, and I think he'd want to go to a more attacking minded team. So I give this a 2 out of 10. Let's see what you got there. Benitez, one of my guys. I love Benitez, and he's a dope manager. He's met with a cheap Mike Ashley. Listen, if you're an Arsenal fan, yeah, which I am, you probably know about Mike Ashley because we, you know, as Arsenal fans, we look around for other cheap owners. You know what I'm saying? Like Kroenke is a different story for another day, but Mike Ashley, he's a cheap manager. You know what I'm saying? He's cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, the family's future at the club. Benitez is determined to make changes in how the club approaches transfers, as he would like freedom to sign players over 25, flexibility wage. Basically, the guy wants money, bruh. But Benitez is almost in a catch 22. Like, you know, for you guys listening, I'm gonna call you non-stoppers or whatever. Yeah, he's in a catch 22 because he's doing so well with the limited budget he has. Like the team that Newcastle have, the money they barely spend, they still stay up and they still get mid-table. Mike actually believes that if I just pay Benitez more, he won't need to sign expensive players. Therefore, he'll keep us maintained at that level. I don't need to put no money into the club. And Mike actually wants to sell the club. But Benitez is thinking, Benitez is Liverpool, won the Champions League with Liverpool, won the league with Valencia, won cups with Napoli, managed at Real Madrid for a brief period, you know. So he's thinking, I want to take Newcastle to another level because people don't know Newcastle used to be a bigger club in the 90s. They got a massive fan base. They got a big stadium. They got mad potential, you know what I'm saying? And if you put some real money into the club, they could be pushing top 10, you know, pushing where Watford are and Wolves and these sort of teams. They could be going there back to trying to get into Europa League. So I can see why he'd want to go. And then there's a lot of teams that want Benitez, you know, even though people say his style's defensive. I personally believe that Benitez plays better football with the better players he has, but, you know, people say he's very defensive. I think he doesn't like to concede goals. He's conservative at times, but I think he's a very good manager, and there's lots of clubs that'll be lucky to have him. So I'll monitor that. I think this is quite high. I think this is a high chance of Benitez leaving. I think it's a good 7 out of 10. I think there's a high chance of him leaving, depending on what clubs come for him. Okay. Oh, I have offers from Europe. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Like, you know, Sergio Regulan has admitted that he has offers to join clubs elsewhere in Europe. 22-year-old broke through Madrid, making 22 appearances after moving from the club's Castilla side. First stay at Madrid, but he has options if he chooses to leave the club. He's another guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he really came through this season, especially with Marcelo. Marcelo kind of half falling off the wagon. I think this is small. I think this is just going to try and get him a new contract. I think he stays at Madrid. I think he stays. I give this a 2 out of 10. But I do think there's a lot of clubs looking at him. If I'm him, I stay because I think Marcelo is what 30 plus now. I think I can push my way into that team. I think he's got potential. I don't know how good he is because I think he came through at a time where Madrid have been terrible in comparison to what they normally are. But if I'm him, I stay. Let's see what else we got here. 21 goals, no competitions for Porto. Um, I don't really know this guy to be honest. Wolves, another striker. I really like Wolves' other strikers they got right now. I like Jimenez, and I like Jota. But I can also see why they want to sign a Porto striker because Nuno Gomez is Portuguese. He knows the league. He knows the strikers in the league, so he'll know whether he rates them highly. Also, Leicester and West Ham. I think they're generally in for this guy. I think this is just the beginning of the summer. I think Wolves are going to sign a few players. Hey, Arsenal flop Luca Perez is getting sold 1 season after he came to West Ham. Well, that was a flop, wasn't it? Came to Arsenal with 17 mil, didn't really get a shot, went to West Ham for like 3 million, and now they're ready to sell him to Alves. The Hammers are keen to offload. He's 30 years old now, scored 6 goals in 19 appearances after joining Arsenal. I feel sorry for him because I think he's a better player than what Arsenal and West Ham have done to him. I think he's better than this Andy Carroll they got right now. I think I didn't think he was that bad of a football player. I don't think he really got shot at Arsenal, but maybe he wasn't good enough. And I don't really think he got shot at West Ham, and he did score what 6 goals. So I mean, he's not that bad, But obviously West Ham are feeling like they can get better. I think he should just go to Spain, get his money, maybe revive his career a bit over there. I feel sorry for him now. And I think this is very high. I think it's an 8 out of 10, maybe a 9. I think he's definitely leaving. Seattle. Oh, I don't care. Jahan. Wow, Man United will give starting goalkeeper to Romero. That's crazy. I can't even look at Man United right now. That's crazy. Brighton are hoping to see Reece James. Guys, if you don't know, there's another guy's usually on the show on Football Pull Up called Banji, a Chelsea fan, and he's a massive fan of this Reece James. I've heard he had a great season on loan at Wigan, and he believes that well Chelsea are offering him a new loan, so though Brighton want him, I believe that he's gonna stay at Chelsea and push Ashley Cole this season to really get into that team. That's a great signing. I don't know why nobody else in the Premiership went for Brand. I don't even, I give up on the Premiership. They joined Fulton Hazard as well, who also had a great season. Um, like they sold Pulisic to Chelsea and they used both that money to sign Fulton Hazard and Brand, who both had great seasons, young players. I mean, it's ridiculous. You don't even want to look at this. The Reds fell short. Let's see what else we got here. Pulisic consulted Aubameyang before Chelsea move. Yeah, it's common sense. They used to play together. And this is crazy. Crystal Palace slapped 70 mil price tag on one Basaka. One Basaka, 28 weeks. Listen, if you know me, you already know that I think he's the best, or second best, or second best. Well, second best right back in the league, best defensive right back right now, but second best to Trent. But I think he's an amazing right back. Everybody wants him. They put 70 mil on him. I think he wants to go. I don't think it's really 70 mil. I think that's just a handoff. I think it's 50, but I think 70 mil is just kind of a warning to people. I don't know if he leaves this season, but I definitely think he leaves. Um, I think he's a top right back and he improves any team in the league, apart from obviously Liverpool, because I don't think they necessarily need him with Trent getting so many assists and so good going forward. But I think Man United should be after him because they can afford him. I think Chelsea should monitor the situation. I don't think Arsenal could afford him. I think Tottenham should monitor the situation as well. Like if I was Tottenham, I would sell Aurier and I would sell Trippier and bring him in. I'll bounce both those guys. But that price tag it reprices most teams out apart from Chelsea if they don't get off this ban and Man United. But the reason why I think Man United Man United are probably the front runners if he does leave to go to another Premiership team is just because I still think Man City are not willing to put that sort of money when they got Kyle Walker there. He's just turned 30 this year, but I don't think they're going to try and put on 50 to 70 million on a right back, fight his place against Kyle Walker. I don't think Liverpool necessarily need him. I don't think Chelsea on the ban, and also their captain is their right back. And Man United don't have no one to challenge him at right back. I don't think delay. the lot is anywhere near as good as him. I think Ashley Young's got 1 year left, and Ashley Young can go. So I think this is like huge news. I'm not sure if he's going this year though, but I definitely know he's going within this year or next year, and he'll eventually want to force his way out. But I think he's an excellent right back. Excellent. West Ham centre back Craig Dawson. Don't really care about that. John Terry in talks for Middlesbrough. Former Chelsea's assistant manager. I mean, yeah, Terry. It's a great move for him to go to Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough, a big club. They got a lot of history. You know, they went Euro. Was it Europa Cup final when it was UEFA? Yeah, like yeah, that's a great move for John Terry to get in talks with the Middlesbrough job. Caballero signed 1 year. Well, obviously the backup goalkeeper, so I can see why they signed him, especially with this ban. Liverpool closing down on deal. Liverpool have locked up Polish goalkeeper 6-0 will join Liverpool from the Reds. Oh, they signed a young boy. That makes sense. If you could be the next player, next up and coming. Rakitic. This is interesting. Rakitic and just he's happy at Barcelona amid reports. Let's read into this a bit more, guys. Um, Rakitic has dismissed reports linking him a move to Inter. I think he's a good signing link with 43 million. That's a lot of money for Inter to spend. I don't get me wrong, I think he's a fantastic football player. But I think if people realize there's no way Napoli should be a better team than Inter. Not with all the money Inter have been spending over the years. And even they see like they have wasted a lot of money on a lot of players. Gabigol, this, that, whatever, like just wasted money um on players that never worked out for them. So I don't think buying Rakitic at 31 years old is what they need to do. Take him on a loan, have a future fee if he's playing well, but I don't see Rakitic leaving Barcelona right now. But I do believe that if Inter bid high enough, that Barcelona will force him out just to take the money. But I do think a 31-year-old Rakitic is a good player, but I don't think Inter need to chase him. I think Inter need to go for younger players, Andre Gomez's and players like that. I don't think they necessarily need to go for Rakitic. Not saying he's not a good player, but just 31 years old. I just think Inter Milan needs to be more smart with their investments. You know, look for longer term buys. It's not the Mourinho era no more. Like they don't, you know what I'm saying? They're not buying them sort of players. You know, I think they need to do a whole total rebuild in that squad. No longer serve as first team boss. Coach who managed 3 separate times will remain in front office. Okay, so Seville coach left. Yeah, Seville, they should. Nah, the thing is, Seville should look at good managers like Benitez. But Benitez, I'm not sure if he goes there because they don't have the money like that to interest them. Kevin Trapp is being shipped throughout Europe. The German goalkeeper spent season on loan with Ryan Frankfurt. Trapp is the new agent is unlikely to return to PSG. Um, Trapp. I mean, Arsenal should maybe be interested in him because Czech's leaving. We need someone to back up for Leno, where's a decent goalkeeper. I do think Kevin Trapp is a decent goalkeeper. Sarri, I'd be happy to stay at Chelsea. Yeah, this is the big news. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I definitely think that Sarri is gonna go if he doesn't win Europa Cup, which is sad because though I have my disagreements on Sarri's overall manager, he's very predictable. The football's maybe not coming through as well as you want it to be going through. Coming third, and if he possibly wins Europa Cup, if he does, which I don't know if he will, I don't want him to, is a very good season. For uh, for Chelsea. So it'd be but again, it's all about the long term, and this is a mistake that Man United made. It's not about this season. You want to get a manager who you can see yourself going into the future with, and I just don't know if Chelsea see themselves, especially with Allegri being available, with other managers being available. They feel like necessary to keep him on because if they feel like they can get Allegri, they're gonna let him go because they just think Allegri is a better manager than him, and not even that. Sarri, there's other teams that will be interested in Sarri, from Roma to possibly Inter to AC to Juve. So Sarri will fall on his feet. Let's look at the other news, guys. We got here, and this app is called Goal. So yeah, download it. It's for Android, and Lewandowski calls on Bayern to sign Sane. Well, you know how much I'm a massive fan of Sane. That's a player that can really take us higher. Lewandowski talks about Sane. Do I think the same? Yes. Bayern Munich star Lewandowski has encouraged his team to target winger Sane. Sane has been linked with a move to Bayern after a second frustrating second half of the season. I agree. I've already seen how many players Player can you take us higher? I agree. I think automatically comes in that team, goes on that left hand side. I think he completely changes the team. They got Nabry. I think Kingsley Coleman's decent, but him and Nabry, I think he's better than Nabry. I think Sani is one of the best young wingers on the planet right now. I think he's outstanding. That's why he won PFA Young Player of the Year last year. I think he's a fantastic winger in terms of assists, in terms of pace. He can versatile. He can play on the right. He can play on the left. He can score goals. He can play up front. He's only, what, 22 years old, 22, 23 years old. He's 6 foot. He's strong. I think he's an excellent sign for anybody, especially for Bayern Munich. The fact that he's German, it just makes sense. And for him, he's not playing at Man City. He didn't play in the final. He didn't play in the last game of the season. He's unhappy there. Obviously, he's got 2 years on his contract. He's turning down contracts. I think everybody should be after him. I don't think about just Bayern Munich. I think, you know, obviously they wouldn't. You know what? Forget it. Man United should be interested. Chelsea should be interested. Arsenal can't afford him, but he should still be interested. You know, Juve should be interested, which I think they are. I think for me, I personally believe that Barca should be interested in him because I think right now he'd do a better job than Coutinho's doing at Barcelona. I think Real Madrid should be interested. I think everyone should be. PSG should be interested. Obviously, they got Neymar in that position though, but I think everybody should be at least monitoring the situation. But I think Bayern Munich makes perfect sense. Um, Conte earned 10 million a year as Inter. Conte to Inter makes sense. Arsenal, we'll do this one last, guys. We'll quickly do this one. Arsenal opted against because matching his wage demands would be very harmful. It would have been irresponsible for Arsenal to match the incredible offers. Yeah, of course, 400 grand a week. No. We can't offer 400 grand a week. No. Makes perfect sense. Ramsey's done a great job for us. Let's say great. Ramsey's done a good job, and at times been great, at times been rubbish. But I think 400,000 is an overestimation of his value to Arsenal on top of his talent. I don't think he's worth that. Simple as that. I don't think he's worth that. Like, done. I think he's worth 200 grand, maybe 250. Yeah, but 200 grand, that's how much I think he's worth. I think Ozil on 350 is way overpriced. So I don't think. I think Arsenal the wrong thing in not selling him. That's the biggest mistake Arsenal made. Not even about giving him a new contract, but not selling him when he realized, like years ago, when his contract went down to 2 years. I believe when it gets down to 2 years, yeah, at the moment he has 2 years left of his contract, you offer them a contract. The moment they reject it, you sell them. I think that's what the moment it gets down to 2 years and they don't want to think that you start looking to sell them. That's what I think when it comes down to football players. I don't think it should ever get down to 1 year unless he's a key player like Eden Hazard. But if it's Ramsey, once he gets down to 2 years, you ask him, do you want to be here? You offer him a contract for the summer. If he says no, then you look to offer him out. You know what I'm saying? You look to say, yo, this is our price tag on Ramsey. I'm pretty sure teams would have came in. But at the end of the day, there was a point where we could have sold him 50 mil like 5 years ago. So I think Arsenal messed up by not doing that. But yeah, guys, that was my quick football gossip of the day. Let me know, comment if you like it. I'm probably gonna be doing this on, to be I'll do this sort of thing on like in other, not just football, like Shade Room. I'll just go through what's interesting and I'll just read about it and just give my opinion. But yeah, it's me, King Jones, Football Pull Up, NSC, like, share, subscribe, all of that.